you're right.
It was the end of the
I could have swore you've had it
Yep.
3 times, and this would make the 4th.
This is my 3rd time having COVID. Because the first time I wasn't sick, the second time I was really sick, and this time it was okay. I mean, I could have managed working and been just fine. So 1 out of 3 times you got it from me.
Because my body's a temple.
And Kenna. Kenna's only had it once too.
She's just young. And a pain in the ass. It's hard for pain in the asses to get COVID. That sucks.
What?
I don't have enough QBs. I don't have enough quarterbacks on my team. Now I gotta go to free agency and sign a fucking quarterback.
Where you can't play your game?
Yep.
It's week 14 of the NFL.
We are ready, and so is Brandon Aubrey to kick this one off. And off we go here on Monday night. This one taken at the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Cincinnati offense set to take over for the first time. And they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
Well, the nice thing about the NFL, Mike, is there's always next week. If you're coming off a good game, you got to put it to bed and come back and play well again. But in this case, things could not have gone much worse for this guy last week in that performance. So this game couldn't come fast enough. He said he had a great week of practice. He was able to put that behind him mentally and physically, and they're going to need him to play a lot better if they're going to come away today with a win.
And movement up front. Offense. And that's our first time tonight to check in with our referee. Here's Etienne. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Juan Thornhill up from his secondary spot to make the play. Here's 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Young. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a second.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
So, 4th down, and Ryan Wright on to punt it away. The veteran Robert Woods goes back to return. Fair catch will be taken here. It is right at the 40-yard line. So that Cowboy offense takes the field, ready to go to work for the first time. They're led by their quarterback, originally drafted back in 2014, Jimmy Garoppolo.
If his preparation for this game is any indication of how he's going to perform today, Mike, they're going to be hard to beat. He played really well last week, but when we talked to his coaches, they told us, they're like, he has lived here all week. He has taken his level of play even up another notch, and if he can continue to operate this system, continue to get all of his weapons involved, this leadership, this ability to lead by example, it's going to rub off on the rest of this offense. I think they're going to have a good chance of changing from last week's loss to coming away today with a victory.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Jimmy G working from the gun here. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or 2 short.
Mike, I love studying the NFL and just seeing the amount of ways NFL coordinators are able to get their running backs now involved in the passing game. They're kind of chess pieces. They can move them out in the slot. They can put them out wide, of course, out of the backfield. It's a big part of today's modern NFL.
The Bengals offense and Travis Etienne set to get back to work. And we show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. As you can see, he's right up there among the best in the league. They'll give it to Etienne to start this drive. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. He's going to lose a yard. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll run it once more with Etienne. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. It is 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Young. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a second.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. The Cowboys offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. Still, a lot can happen between now and the end of the season, but cream is starting to rise to the top as you look across the NFL. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. call it a yard at most. Tremaine Edmonds there to make the play. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Neutral zone infraction, defense. Still second down.
Pistol snap to Garoppolo. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Here's a 2nd and 6. To throw is Garoppolo. Got a man. That's Rashee Rice. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. From the shotgun, it's Garoppolo. That's into the hands of Coleman. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Now Garoppolo. He'll find the first rounder out of Washington, Rome Odunze.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
From the 6, here comes a return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Young. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. We'll try again here. 2nd and 10. On the handoff, it's ETN. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Throwing is Young. Taken in by Gesicki.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. They'll look to build on their 3-0 lead as this drive starts with a 1st and 10. In middle, he's got to complete to Coleman. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
We talk so much about starting fast and then trying to sustain that throughout the course of the game. That's exactly what they're doing here. They've got the early lead, but they're not content to just sit on the ball. They're looking to extend it. Nice start here to this drive. Once they cross midfield, then it goes into go mode. You're trying to come away with points every single time you have the ball. It's a good way to start this game here in the first quarter.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Gibbs on the zone read. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Give him 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another 1st down. So we've played 1 quarter here on a Monday night. It's the Cowboys with the early edge. We're back to Arlington in a moment. Here's 1st and 10. Garoppolo now. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Garoppolo. A pass caught right side by Coleman. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Here's Garoppolo. To the goal line and in. Roll for Doomsday. Touchdown Cowboys. His 6th touchdown now for the season.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Aubrey, good with the extra point. And the Cowboys are out to a 10-0 lead. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. Young. He locates the open man. That's Christian Kirk. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. On the give, it's ETN. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. They'll run the toss here to ETN. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it is 3rd down. Here's Young. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Here's Ryan Wright now. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. A fair catch will be taken here with that flag down by the punter, and this might keep the drive alive.
Automatic 1st down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. That's quickly out wide for Kirk. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Young. Working free downfield. It's Kirk. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that. But it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
That's 13 more on that play. And quickly, another first down. The open man is Smith and Jigba. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Off the play fake. Here's Young. That one taken in. Christian Kirk. Touchdown, Bengals. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. This barely gets to the landing zone, fielded at the 19. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense and Rashee Rice set to take over once more. He's been filling up the stat sheet on a weekly basis, hasn't he? You get a look at where he ranks in terms of receptions by a wideout. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Jimmy to throw. Trying to set up the screen, but he just had to spike that one. This will be incomplete. Here's a 3rd and 10. Now Garoppolo. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Bengals offense and Christian Kirk getting set for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Got his man. It's Kirk. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. And you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
From the gun, a give to Etienne. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Andrew Cooper, the rookie, is there on the tackle. From the gun, it's Young. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. Not just a first down, but reception number 70 on the season.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
On 1st and 10, here's Young. He finds the veteran Lockett. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Smith in Jigba, the man in motion. Young to throw on 1st down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Young. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
It's just so hard to get anything going when you're just not confident running your own system and all these early sacks. Yes, they kill drives, but think what it does to the quarterback. The quarterback just can't be confident operating out of the pocket. There's no rhythm, there's no timing, and everything you planned on doing today coming in is out the window.
2 minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. Greg and I back to Arlington at AT&T Stadium after this. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. That's into the hands of Travis Etienne. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down. Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Bengals will level the score at 10 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
Now a return coming from the 14. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Cowboys offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins, 1st and 10. Jimmy G working from the gun here. That's caught left side by Odunze. Jimmy G going to throw it here on 1st down. That's to the left side and taken in by Coleman. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. From the shotgun, it's Garoppolo. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Here we go.
To throw is Garoppolo. Quickly to the outside and complete.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
1st and 10. Now it's Garoppolo. Throw right side, caught by Odunze. That's a timeout for Dallas. It's their 2nd. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this 2nd quarter. That's caught by Gibbs. It's a gain of 13, and it's 1st and goal.
Here we go. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Now Garoppolo. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Dante Jackson. Past the 40. To the 20. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Nothing the defense loves more, Greg, than the opportunity to not only stop a team, but turn them back around the other way. A touchdown on the pick six.
Yeah, the defense just loves getting their hands on the ball when they can, Mike, but it is extra special when they're able to capitalize and take it all the way back for 6.
These are the ones that rip your heart out on the offensive side. Fairbairn, good on the point after. And the Bengals go up by 7. It is now 17-10. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
A first down throw for Garoppolo. This one is caught, and it's the tight end, Strange.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. And this would set the new standard, a 67-yard attempt. And as expected, this one's not going to get there. It's no good. So we have hit halftime here on a Monday night, as we'll send you over to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by. He's got the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports halftime report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on around the National Football League. We'll begin up at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where you see the final score there. Jared Goff, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Seattle.
And instead, why don't we get right back to it, as we'll get ready for the third quarter. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Cowboys offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they'll try to keep it going.
I think all of us up here in the booth were curious, how is this quarterback going to bounce back following the pick 6? And, a lot of guys come back and they're very conservative and they just want to dink and dunk because they're scared to throw another pick. Well, he found out pretty quickly. Not this guy. He's going to continue to attack the ball downfield, and he's looking to make big plays any chance he gets.
That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Pistol snap to Garoppolo. Oh, no chance to get rid of that one. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Jimmy G now on second down. That's over the middle and taken in by Odunze. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 11.
Garoppolo now. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Cowboys special teams unit heads out for the punt. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Young. There's that man again. Another catch.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, the intended receiver. And it's going to lead to 4th down. The Bengals out and ready to punt. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The home team's offense ready to take over once again. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. 2nd and a yard. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Tremaine Edmonds there to make the play. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Off the play fake. Here's Garoppolo. A gain there of 10 yards. That's good for a Dallas first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd down, Garoppolo. A toss, left side, caught by his running back.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Garoppolo from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. Jimmy to throw. Quick throw, taken in. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now Garoppolo. Toward the boundary. Rice bringing it in.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the play, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal. One more time. They tried Gibbs. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Dallas. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Bengals offense and Bryce Young set for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And this will be a short pickup to about the 30. That's E.J. Speed getting in there to make the tackle. 2nd down and 8. Out of the shotgun, Young. On throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball, He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete. Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Jimmy G going to go play action. And the rush too strong. They're in there in a flash for the sack.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Now a 2nd down throw for Garoppolo. Under pressure, he's going to go down again. They've sacked him for a 2nd consecutive time.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Jimmy G working from the gun here. He'll go right and find his running back. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down. So it's going to bring up 4th down. The Cowboys get their special teams out on the field. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Young. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he's going to be brought down here on what will turn out to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more Monday Night Football after this. The crowd making their presence felt. This is 3rd down. From the gun, it's Young. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6.
Goes without saying, this is a huge drive. This game is all tied up. 4th quarter. That's a huge 1st down pickup. Now they got to see if they can get some points off this possession. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to Etienne. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally.
This is intercepted. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. What a play by the defense in a tie game. Not only did they come up with the turnover, Greg, they score the touchdown and take the lead.
And that's just a mistake, Mike, at this point in the game that you just cannot make on offense. You find yourself in a game that could go either way, and you just gift wrap the opposing team a chance to take it back the other way and take the lead.
The extra point by Aubrey is good. The Cowboys will go up by 7. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense headed back to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face.
Oh, he puts another ball up for grabs, and this one's also intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Texas A&M.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The home team's offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. And there is still a lot to play for. Every game is critical. Teams fighting to claim one of the 7 playoff spots that are up for grabs. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. That's the safety, Kirby Joseph.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. To throw, Young. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Throwing on 2nd down, Young.
Well, that's 2 straight plays now where this secondary has won their matchup, and right now the offense needs to find some plays that just call for easy completions. Get your wide receivers in space. Allow them to run after the catch, because right now these downfield passes, the defense is all over.
He was seeking the veteran Tyler Lockett there, and now it's 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
The home team's offense getting set to get back to work. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Now it's Garoppolo. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Keon Coleman, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Garoppolo. Working the right side, taken in by Rice. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Jimmy G going to throw it here on first down. This one taken in by Odunze. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. On the ground, this is Gibbs. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game.
Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Bengals offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Gesicki, the man in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Young. That's 3. Third time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill.
You know, Mike, we're seeing both these offenses come out here and play a little fast and loose in the passing game. The last 2 throws for each team, both resulting in an interception. Now, don't get me wrong. Neither of these secondaries is going to complain. They'll happily feast on those type of throws the rest of the game. But I get a sense on these next 2 drives, come out here, establish the run, dose of ground and pound. Let's settle things down offensively and regroup for the rest of this game.
An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. 1st down and goal. Garoppolo. That's complete to Rice. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Rashee Rice. Touchdown, Cowboys. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Aubrey, good with the extra point. And the Cowboys will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense are going to get set to take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. To throw is Young. Taken in by Gesicki. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. To throw is Young. He'll drop this for ETN. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for the 1st with ETN. Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. They'll go. Young. Got a man. It's Lockett. And he's going to have a Bengals first down. That'll be a gain of 15 on fourth down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Back to throw. Young. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. Oh, he gets it right back. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times, and I'll tell you what.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. Here's Young. Smith and Jigba there for the catch. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. So it'll bring up fourth down.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on fourth down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on fourth down.
First and 10 now from the 36. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
4-minute offense, Mike, so what does it mean? 1, make the defense use all of their remaining timeouts. 2, continue to pick up first downs, milk the clock. And then 3, if possible, finish with the ball in your hands.
And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Once again, it's Gibbs. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's third down. They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. And the Cowboys are going to be set up with a first and goal. Good running. Gets them down to about the 4-yard line. Here's Gibbs. That play may have taken a little bit too long to develop. It's no gain. He's back at the 4-yard line. Second and goal. They put a receiver in motion to the left. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Dallas. So that's his second touchdown of this one, and he's got a half dozen for the year. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score, and Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 3. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Throwing is Young. Over the middle, Smith and Jigba with the grab. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. It'll be Smith and Jigba bringing it in. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. Well, that was a pretty easy touchdown. He was wide open, Greg. Easy chance to close the deal, and they do with a touchdown.
And, Mike, it just appears to me that's just a breakdown defensively. You can't allow a receiver to not only be so open it's an easy pitch and catch, but then to have the space to operate after the catch to finish that one off in the end zone.
The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Illegal touching. Offense.
This is tough. You're trying to give your guys a chance and time it just right, but you have to hit it hard enough. This time, it doesn't go 10 yards. Not going to work out.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So it's a win for the Cowboys. They bounced back from the loss last week, really put in a determined effort, and will come away with the victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Cowboys as we say so long from Arlington.